All right, so I got to come outside to get my knee pad. I'm getting older, way older. Finding out that I need, my knee pad's not even in here. This is where I keep a lot of my tools and stuff back here, but it's probably, we used it yesterday to go fishing. So I got to grab my knee pad because I'm going to show you guys today. We are going to install this intelligent RV water pump controller. See if my knee pad's back here. There it is. See? Went fishing. Gotta save the knees here. We got this this is a 23 Flying Cloud, and the water pump cycles like crazy. Most of your campgrounds that you go to, they have like a water spigot that you'll fill up and you just run off of your water pump. Because most of all of these spots down here are just electric and you go and dump. So most time we fill up with the water. We don't hardly ever, even when there's like a city water connection, we don't ever just run water, and we just always run off our water pump. But on this 23 Flying Cloud, the water pump pulsates like crazy. I'll show you guys. So I bought this controller that I'm going to show you guys this quick little video. It's pretty simple, explanatory. There's 3 wires. There's a power, there's a ground that obviously go to the pump, but it's going to go to this controller. It's got a 3-wire pressure sensor that goes on the outlet of the pump, and then it basically duty cycles the ground for the pump through a circuit board. So almost kind of like a fuel pump control module, blower motor resistor. In that sense, it's gonna duty cycle the ground to control the pump flow. So I bought this. It's a intelligent RV water pump controller. Pretty sure it came from Canada, eh? From Canadians, the Maple Leafs. That got it going on. So we are camping this weekend. So I'm gonna take you guys inside. I think Cash is still sleeping. So this is just, you know, take you guys inside our livable camper right now. Here we go. There's the Bodie bear. Okay. All right, so show you guys this water pump before. See how it kind of pulsates there? That's full. Just kind of splatters water everywhere. So this is the control box, 3-wire connector, the pressure sensor that will go on the outlet of the water pump. Comes with various fittings, hose extension, and some adapters. And then these things are really sweet. These are, use them in house stuff. They're just a little quick. It's hard to do it one hand, especially with the thumbnail that I smashed in the car door. But you just slide your wire in there, and then you just go like that, and it's hooked up. So it's pretty sweet. Instructions for all you males that don't read instructions, they're here. So our water pump is located back in here, so this will just pop off, and then we'll get a video of me trying to change it out. So the water pump is back in here, so I'll take you guys along there and show you that. Here we go. Okay, so this is on a bunk model. Had to take this cover, just snaps in place here. It's got the heater vent and just pops off there. And then I had to take some of the screws for the ducting, and I kind of shoved come in here. I just shoved that ducking back. Right there's that large tube. I shoved it back in that other hole and then took this upper cabinet out so that way I could show you guys what's going on here. So here's the water pump right back in here. So if you look, here's my inlet, there's my screen, here's my outlet, and then right here is my power, and then the other wire is your ground. So your, if you guys can see that, the white is your ground, and then the orange with the white trace is your power. So these are going to be your quick connects there. And so I'm going to show you guys installing the pressure sensor on the outlet side here. And this clear tube that's for winterization for your RV antifreeze. So there is that on the 30-foot flying cloud. Kind of a mess down in here. A little bit. A lot of stuff going on in here. Okay, let me get this stuff put in there and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Okay, I had a leak, so the first thing you want to do is put your sensor in. So I'll show you guys. So I had to reroute my, it's really hard to see. Maybe you can see it better up here. Okay, so this blue fitting right here, that's the 90, and then the pressure switch is right up there. So then this is the outlet that goes into the rest of the line. So this is the piece I just put on. Well, I had a leak right here, so I had to tighten that up in a fashion where I knew I was going to have it clocked at a certain position. So first thing you do is get this put in, and then make sure you don't have no leaks and run the water through it so all the air is purged out of it. So next we'll get ready to put in the circuit board, control board, module if you will. So that way, and I'm going to show you guys this real quick while I turn the pump on. You guys can listen to this pump operation. Let me turn the water pump on. So that way you guys can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. So this is before. So let me get the wiring done in here, and I'll show you how that looks. And we should be ready to check it out here pretty soon. Just like that, YouTube magic. So I'm going to show you guys. It's kind of hard to hold the camera and whatnot, but obviously I just have the control board laying in here for right now to show you guys. So the power that ran to the pump, okay, this is the original power that went to this pump. You splice it in here and that powers this module, and then the ground is always white in the house. Okay, so this ran to the pump. So you unhook the ground from the back side of the pump, you hook up the black wire, which is the ground for this module, so you have a power and a ground. Now the ground on the back of the pump gets hooked up to this purple wire right here. If I can pull my hand up in here, it's really hard to see. I don't know. Can you guys maybe way up there? Okay, so that's how it should look. So this black wire is the ground on the back side of the pump. Okay, now the ground of the pump is now being controlled by this purple wire, which is a duty cycle from the module. This is the ground that goes to the module. This is the chassis ground, house ground. And then here is your wire that's hooked up to your pressure sensor that's on the back side right there. And then obviously this is your power into your water pump, which is orange with a white trace. So I checked for leaks. There's some LEDs. Maybe if I shut my light off. There we go. SOS code. So you can see where there's some LEDs going on there to let you know that it's working. So anyhow, figured I would show you guys that it's pretty straightforward. And I checked for leaks and it's good. So check this out. This is what I'm really excited about. Let me show you. Let me turn the water pump on, just like last time, and you guys can listen to the pump operation. Here we go. I'm gonna turn it on. Listen. That's all the way. And that's off. And now let's come up here and I'll show you what the water looks like now. It's like better than being hooked up to the city water. Nice and streamy, no more pulsating. Takes a second for that module to kick in. That's hot. That's cold. Now it's not going up. So yeah, that's that. So I'll get the rest of this put away. And all of that. Okay, I ran through these instructions one more time because it was still pulsing a little bit and I was pretty disappointed. That's kind of funny. But anyways, I kind of figured out what's going on here. So on this here, you have to open the faucet like fully wide open and give it like a couple seconds to like recognize the pressure, and then you can slowly back it down to like half or quarter where it has a nice steady stream. Otherwise, if you just come off of just idle and you crack it open just a little bit, it still will pulsate just a little bit. So I'm going to show you guys that real quick. See, it's not too bad, and the pump's really quiet. You don't even really hear the pump shaking too bad. And then here's wide open. So I found that if you just go wide open and then back it down, that you can get a nice steady stream. Okay, so back on the, I wanted to show you guys this. I have a spare water pump that I keep in the camper just in case ours takes a crap, because to try to get one of these without water, you wouldn't be able to flush the toilet. I mean, you'd be in big trouble. So having a spare water pump can really save you. So I have this. So I noticed that we were having a pulsing with the sink, the water. So I emailed the company, got an email right away, super impressed. They said, take right here, there's an Allen screw. The factory pumps aren't set high enough. They're too low. They're like at 35 pounds. I need to be set to like 45. So you take an Allen wrench and tighten this screw clockwise at least 1 to 2 turns, which bumps the pressure up, and then the module duty cycles the pump, so that way it basically bypasses this switch. So I did that, and now when you turn it on low, you can't even hear the pump. It's not pulsing. There's no more no more pipes banging or anything. There's full high. You can go lower. It's so nice. So I wanted to throw that in there because I was having issues with mine. It would work and then it wouldn't work, and I'm like, what? I was so frustrated. So figured I would throw that in, that if you guys are having issues with yours, dial in that set screw. Highly recommend that product. It works great. So that's that for this. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. Be sure to leave some comments down below. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We try to do our best to answer those comments. And I don't remember the exact price of this controller. It wasn't cheap, I know that, but the pulsing of the water really drives me nuts, especially when you're trying to take a shower or something. Now you can take and put like an accumulator tank in some of these. There's just not a lot of room in these. So that module I found it off the Airstream Addicts. A lot of people putting them in, so this won't be the only video. I'm sure there's better videos out there, but I always like to share with you guys when we do mods, whether it's the door handle or the surround sound or anything that can like make your RV or your Airstream where you enjoy it more. So hope you guys liked this video and continue to follow the channel, as we're always, life changes and things change. So I'm glad everybody's sticking around and following us on the channel. So you guys be safe and Get out there and make those memories. So thanks for watching The Long Life.